here is where we get to where I eventually quit the game. And it's because I'm a support player, but I wasn't just a support player. I was specifically a Mercy main. And there is a certain identity that Mercy mains have, a certain reputation that they garner. And to be fair, I do think it is warranted in some ways, in the way that we are very resistant to changes to our character. We are very passionate about how she plays and what we want out of Overwatch, because she provided something that we could not previously have in a first-person shooter. She provided the ability to create an impact, not by killing enemies, but by healing your allies, by enhancing the way that they play, enhancing their damage, getting a clutch resurrection off on someone who is carrying the team, someone who is able to like kill everyone because they are just that good at the game. Then in Overwatch 2, the schemata had to change. We stopped prioritizing reactive plays, defensive plays. So I get it. It's support, not healer. But fuck you. So the player base agrees that the game can't be played the way that I want to play. And I don't want to play the game that way. And so the question became, is this a game that I'm allowed to play? So there's this content creator out there who I heavily respect, because he honestly revolutionized the way that a lot of people played the support role. He's very good at the game. He goes by ML7, and he popularized a phrase and sentiment within the Overwatch community. It's support, not healer. And that's not to say that this was a revolutionary idea or anything. It's always been part of the game's identity. If you didn't do aggressive plays as a support ever, then you weren't trying to win. End of be all. However, this is the first time that I saw the phrase stick to the community's ethos of what game balance looks like. And I get it. I'm a Mercy main. Well, ex-Mercy main. I'm bad at the way the video game wants to be played. I'm not a hyper-aggressive support. Instead of joining the dark side of DPS Moiras, I chose to double down on healing with Lifeweaver in Overwatch 2. I only play that man now, and it's because I like slinging heals. I like pulling my allies, keeping them safe, and I don't necessarily get the same dopamine rush by eliminating enemies. I don't. It just doesn't satisfy my brain the same way. And so the 5v5 transition had a significant impact on the support role, leading to a shift away from these traditional healing focus supports. So let's go over like some key consequences. So for the support role changes, we went from healers to flex supports. Traditional healers like Mercy and even new releases like Lifeweaver became less prominent, while more flexible supports like Zenyatta, Lucio, Baptiste, and especially Kiriko, oh my god, Kiriko, gained more popularity. There was an increased emphasis on damage. Supports were now expected to contribute to damage output more than they ever had before, making them more hybrid roles. It was more important for your Kiriko, instead of healing the team, to try to go into the backline and get a quick pick on the enemy team. Maybe kill off the enemy healer and then teleport over back to your tank to like heal and, finish the rest of the fight. So yeah, there was like more solo responsibility for supports now. Team coordination in general just became less crucial when you took away that extra player. So there were consequences for support players. They needed to get a new skill set. Support players that primarily focused on healing had to focus more on their damage and utility. So the abilities that make them do things outside of just healing. So for example, Mercy Resurrection, Mercy Damage Boost. But even then, that was too passive. You didn't take the reins. You didn't cause a unique change within the game state. And changing the game state is you typically using either your utility or your damage to kill a member of the enemy team so they stop their output. it's support not healer mentality. It was, again, a shift from healing to utility. The support role is no longer just about healing, but about providing utility, crowd control, and damage. And it's always been that way, but now it's even further shifted to that angle. And in a way, I suppose that is more skillful. It is good to see support players doing both, but at the same time, I miss being able to be primarily a healer. Like, I'll do it. I'll do the other stuff because it is necessary to win, and I know other people want to win, but it's just not how I had fun. The community at large, extremely negative towards healing focused playstyles, and I understand that. If you don't make aggressive plays and force significant cooldowns, you're not pushing towards a win condition. A lot of support players like to brag about low death counts, but if you don't take chances, you can't enable winning plays. I think it's very reasonable to believe that a proactive playstyle is better than a reactive one, but it just sucks to be pigeonholed. I want there to be more appreciation for good reactions to enemy cooldowns. And like, sure, in 5v5, there is one less player that the two supports have to sustain, yes. However, being down a player on either side is a much more significant change in game momentum. I'll admit that this shift in playstyle for supports is overall a good thing for game health. Supports in Overwatch in general have always been a powerful role. If they were not fulfilling their duty, as in helping their teammates, their DPS do more damage or keep their tanks up, it was very, very obvious who wasn't contributing. It was very clear. It should be fine that it is the way it is now. It really should be. But I don't like it. I just don't like it. But yeah, that's why I quit. Overwatch used to make me feel like I could be good at an FPS without actively hurting people. I didn't really know if Overwatch 2 was still a game that allowed me to play the game the way that I wanted, to create the impact the way that I wanted to. It was getting overtly clear. Overwatch began to outgrow me because I couldn't adapt. And yet I'm back again, because at the end of the day, Overwatch is fun. And I don't know what it means to be a competitive game. I don't know what it means to be really good at the game. I know statistically I am far better than a lot of people, but I also have to acknowledge that I'm far worse than the Grandmasters to top 500 to the pro scene. So it's like, I can have these opinions, but at the same time, it's like, is it valid for me to insert them? I used to love the challenge, that sense of accomplishment that I got playing the game. When I was first doing competitive, I was very, very dialed into being a solo queue Mercy main, because I wanted to feel like I got a high rank based off of my skill and understanding of the game alone. And I made some really good friends along the way. I met my boyfriend in fucking Overwatch competitive. I love this game. I love the mechanics. I love the strategy. I love the team play, the coordination. I love fucking capturing objectives. I love pushing payloads. I've entered this state in Overwatch now where instead of trying to climb competitively, I only play quick play. I only play casually now. Because I understand that the way that I want to play the game is not how it should be played anymore. And there are some ways that that does close doors to me, because now that I am not grinding in competitive, now that I don't possess the rank that I did in Overwatch 1, because I do not participate in the grind, I'm not able to be part of certain spaces that I was starting to get to peek into once I reached Masters. I started seeing like content creators and other people and being like, wow, this is really cool. It was so fun socially to like be like, oh my god, I've watched this person's YouTube videos. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. What if they think I'm bad? But that was fun. And it was nice to be part of those spaces, but I don't think I have the capability to do so anymore. But I still love this game. Even now when I'm just playing quick play, I'm just like, wow, I fucking love Overwatch. I hate Overwatch. Oh well. I'm gonna keep playing it till it's gone, I guess. It's too important to me. Thanks for tuning into this episode of It's Giving Tree. If you want to connect with me beyond the podcast, you can find me on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube at TreeJPEG, and on Twitter at TreePNG. Stay tuned for future episodes of It's Giving Tree, where we'll dive into more topics, share more stories, and hopefully I continue to grow on you. Bye bye!